which I have already given y'all is something which is related to, let me just remind y'all about it. I asked y'all to just go ahead through newspaper or through any periodicals or magazines or through internet to identify one sportswoman who is very famous and bring out the qualities of them as given in this table. In page number 8, you have the table, right? So name and the details, you can fill up the details, and based on the details which you have got, you are going to write an article on that particular sportswoman. Here the question is, it is to compare two sportswomen. I'm not asking y'all to compare two sportswomen. I have just asked y'all to write an article about one sportswoman. That's what I have said. I hope plenty of y'all would have been clear with this. Okay. Now next, let's move on with the letter writing. Okay. Usually, this is the writing part for us. Okay. So what they have given, see, write a letter to your friend describing the joy of celebrating festivals in a village with the inputs given above. So the inputs which were given are there on top. Okay. How to write Roman letter L? What is that Roman letter L right now? Could you tell me the page number, Akshaya? That's what I said right now, right? You are going to select one sportswoman based on the inputs which you get. You're going to fill this up. Based on the fill ups, you're going to make a magazine. Okay, you're going to write an article. That's what I said, right? I can't repeat this now. For the past 5 classes, I'm just repeating this one. How to write a newspaper article? Very good. Super question. So article is nothing but you have to give a creative title, and based on the information which you have got, you're going to frame an essay. That's it. Not even an essay, it is just a paragraph. Based on that, you're going to write a paragraph on it, on that particular person. If it is Smriti Mandana or somebody, you're going to write about them. So they Smriti Mandana was born in. Of course, you can write an A4 size sheet. Just take a photocopy of it and send it to my mail. That's what I expect. Okay. Fine. Now let's move on to the letter writing part. So classes are getting dragged because of plenty of your doubts. Please listen in one class, my dear children. So if at all your listening skill is fine, then the class is not going to take a lot much of time. See, for the past 5 minutes, the activity which I have already told you all, I'm just explaining or repeating it twice or thrice. So that's the okay. Now look here. See, you stayed with your grandparents at your native village during Pongal. So you have to imagine that you have stayed along with your grandparents at your native village during Pongal. Okay. You had an unforgettable time with them. So you had a very lovely time with them. Okay. You visited the village fair and enjoyed the simple pleasures of life, like bathing in the river, strolling in the field, eating food cooked in the earthen utensils over firewood, sleeping on a cot on the terrace under the starlit sky, visiting temple fairs, and watching Karagatam presentation. So you have to imagine that you are in the village. So you have visited the local village fair, okay, Tiruvilla, which is known as the Tiruvilla. And you can even write about the simple pleasures like what? Bathing in the river. Possibly, most possibly, I don't know how many of you would have bathed in a river. So it's something which is a totally different atmosphere. Now, Vignesh, could you mute yourself? Okay, eating cooked food. Strolling in the river means what? Walking in the field. Okay, walking in the field. Eating food cooked in earthen utensils. Earthen utensils are what? Vessels which are made of uh, clay. Okay, so that's what? Eating in that. So that gives additional taste. Sleeping on a cot on the terrace. Sleeping on the terrace. Okay, with your eyes open above you There is not going to be any ceiling, only there are starlit sky. So you have to imagine all these things, and finally you have to talk about the Karagatam presentation. So these are the outputs, these are the inputs which are given for us to write a letter. How to write a letter, I'll just tell you. Now there is a project, we are not going to do it right now, we'll do it later. So how a letter to be written? Let me share that letter writing for you all right now. I have shared it to you in the Google Classroom with your unit 1. So let me share that for you all right now. Okay. So a letter, how to do the letter. So that's what we are about to look. Here comes your material. So you would have seen the material right here. Not sure the letter is here. Okay, let me come back to the book which we are looking into. Okay, write a letter to your friend describing the joy of celebrating festivals in a village. So that's how we are about to write a letter. In fact, I will write a letter. I'll give you a draft. Okay, that's going to be of my mind. So what y'all are supposed to do is you are going to frame and write a letter by yourself using your own words. So writing a letter to your friend, will it come under formal letter or informal letter? There are two types of letters we all know. One is the formal letter, another one is the informal letter. Okay. Formal letter is written to officials. Informal letters are what? Informal letters are written to friends, parents, etc. Now this letter, no, in activity F, this is totally an informal letter. So you all need not start with from, address, to address, and so on your right side column, you're going to write the date and place. Now listen to me carefully. You can take notes of it. So on your right side top column, you're going to write the date and place. Okay, Trichurapalli means Trichurapalli. Below that, you're going to write the date. Now coming to the left hand side, after those two lines, no, on the right hand side upper column, you would have written the date and place. Next line, the third line, you have to come to the right hand side, sorry, left hand side for you it is left. Okay, for me it is right. So first time when you're writing the date and place, you're going to write it on the right hand side corner on the first two lines. Third line, you have to shift to the left hand side corner. You are going to write your friend's name. Possibly don't use any names. You can use XXX or YYY. Okay. So use that as name and give one formal address like AAA, comma BBB, full stop, like that. Don't write any address like number 24, Bharatidasan Street, etc. etc. Don't write any address. Just write it like this. Why pictures are not needed at all? Ma? I didn't ask you for pictures at all. Aditya Darshan. So address will be given. After that, you're going to start your address. Okay, start your letter. What you're going to do? We are going to write dear or my dear, whatever name you have given there. Please don't give your friend's name. Okay, don't give any friend's name. Write it just bluntly as X, X, and X. Okay, dear X, 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 comma. Yes, that's how you have to write. Dear, DEAR, not near. And then you are going to write a letter. What should we write? We have to write a letter, right? So that's how it goes on. So how to write the letter? Based on the inputs which are given on the top, you are going to write. what you have to do, first you have to address your friend. How are you? Or you can write, always we needn't start with how are you. We can say, I hope that you are in good health, or something like that. Okay, myself and my family are fine here. Last week during Pongal holidays, I have gone to my grandparents village, native village. You can write like that. Okay, I had an unforgettable time with them. I visited the village fair, which was very beautiful and very traditional. So, see, these are my words. So, I'll give you a letter. Don't worry, my dear children. Your sir is very going on like this. So, these sort of things and all, you needn't think about it. I'll give you a sample letter. Don't worry about it. Okay. So, like that, it goes on. Okay. And then you can write, I enjoyed the simple pleasures like bathing in the river, strolling in the field, eating food cooked in earthen utensils over fire, sleeping on a cot on the terrace under the starlit sky. I visited the temple fairs and finally watched the Karagatam presentation. Next time, I hope you will accompany me to my grandparents' village. Hope you are fine. Take care. Bye. That's it. Finally, yours lovingly. Down below that, you can write your name. Please don't write your name. If you have given the name as XXX, now below you are going to give it as YYY. Yes, of course, you are going to write it by yourself, ma'am. A sample letter will be shared to you all very soon. Got it? So this is how a letter should be. Let me show you the presentation. I think you are getting a little bit confused without the presentation. Not this. So there is the letter writing format. Okay, I'll just give you all the letter writing format and I will tell you all how to write it. Based on that format, you can just write the letter and you can complete it. So that's what you are going to do, my dear children. Okay, how to write an informal letter. So a model letter will be given to me, given by me. So very soon I will share it through ma'am in the Google Classroom. So you may get it, and then the model will be explained to you all during the class. Is that clear, my dear children? Okay. Fine. Good. So the writing part, we have to focus very clearly, my dear children, because it's very, very, very important. Now see, if you come to H, so this is also based on a project. Okay. So this project also we'll be doing it very soon. So now we can't do it because now you are ready to start writing your script for Bomalatam. So script writing, I'll tell you all how to do it. Right now we are not going to do this. So with this, the unit 1's book back is over. I hope you all would have understood. The informal letter alone I am about to share to you all, right? Is that clear, ma'am? Is that clear? Okay, fine. So next we are supposed to look into Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Okay, the poem, unit 1's poem. A very beautiful poem regarding our life, my dear children. So listen carefully. Before we could go into the poem, let's look into the informal letter. I did not give you as an activity, ma'am. I will share it with you. Based on that, you can read and write during your examination. It's not a homework. I'm not going to give you all daily homework and pile you all up with a lot of stress. Homeworks will definitely be out of fun and enjoyment only. Okay. So let's look into stopping by woods on a snowy evening. So before we could look into it, let's look about Robert Frost. Robert Frost is the writer of this poem. And see, Robert Frost, he's an American poet. He was born in 1874 and he died. Y'all need not write your informal letter, ma. I will share it with y'all. Is that clear? I will share the letter to y'all. Y'all needn't write. Okay. Based on that, y'all may practice on. Fine. So now shall we focus on the poem? Is there any doubt with the previous part? Is there doubt with any doubt with the previous part, ma? Because when I moved into the poem, if you all are still nudging on that previous part, means nothing is going to be proven worth it. So my focus is also going to shift, and even your focus. Okay, clear, fine. Let's move on to the poem part right now. So as I said, Robert Frost was an American poet. Okay, he's a very beautiful poet. And his description about his poem is going to be 100% purely based on realism. Okay, realistic approach. That's what he gives us. And he was born in 26 March 1874. He spent his first 40 years as an unknown entity. Unknown entity means nobody knew about him until first 40 years, until his age of 40. Then he received 4 Pulitzer Prizes. Pulitzer Prize is given for literature. Okay. Pulitzer Prizes for his poetry and was a special guest at President John F. Kennedy's inauguration. So the then president of USA, President John F. Kennedy, has asked him to be the special guest. Okay, he was a special guest. John F. Kennedy was the special guest. And this president has honored him by calling him for an inaugural function as a chief guest. Okay, as a chief guest, this President John F. Kennedy has called him. Look at his greatness. A president of USA is calling him as a chief guest. So that's how he was very popular also. So see, Frost became a poetic force and the unofficial poet laureate of United States. Who is a poet laureate? Poet laureate is a poet, an honorable poet. So he is responsible with the government also. So the government has honored him as unofficial poet laureate because poet laureate was a term which was under the rule of kingship. But now it is a president rule in USA. No? So they have added him as the unofficial poet laureate of the United States. And he has written plenty of famous works, out of which we can see The Road Not Taken is one of the beautiful poems. It is about choices. West Running Brook, then The Mending Wall. Mending Wall is a short story, okay, written by him. It's a prose, in fact, and After Apple Picking. So these are some notable works of this Robert Frost, my dear children. Such a beautiful writer he is, and his writings are really, really worth hearing. Okay. So before this, I would wish to share a PPT to you all based on some added information regarding the poem. Okay. I hope the screen sharing is visible to you all. I'm on your screen. Just say whether the screen sharing is visible. So if the screen sharing is visible, the comment section is going to be watchable to you all. Okay. Thank you, Srinija. Let me move on here. Stopping by woods on a snowy evening. Usually, a title of a poem is not going to be this big. See, it's a phrase also. Stopping by woods on a snowy evening. So what is the meaning of the title? Stopping by woods. What does this wood refers to, ma? What does the word woods refer to? Do you all know the meaning of what is wood? Yeah, very good, Srinija. Woods means forest. Okay. Stopping by woods, which means stopping in a forest. Yes, very good, Rida, Nashmia, and Jocelyn. Stopping by woods means we are stopping in a forest on a snowy evening. When do we get snow, ma? In which season we get snow? In which season do we get snowfall? Winter season. Very good, my dear children. Of course, it is winter season. This poem is a narration. It's a monologue. Okay, it's a monologue. What is monologue? Have you all heard about the word called monologue? So I have typed and shared it in your screen right now. So have you all heard about this monologue? No. Have you all heard about dialogue, ma? Dialogue. Now I hope you will get some input regarding it. Have you all heard about the word dialogue? Yes. So what is dialogue? What is dialogue? What is dialogue, ma? I know you all have heard about it. Which conversation is called as dialogue? A phrase or a character in a skit. Obviously, it is not like that. So, a dialogue is a speech between two persons. Yes, you're right, Aditya Darshan and Gayatri. A speech between two persons. Very good, Raja Rishika also. So, when two persons are talking with each other, it is known as dialogue. Dear. Log means language, okay, conversation. If more than two are speaking, means it is known as speech. Clear? Is that clear? If the teacher is talking and all the students are listening to it, it is a speech. It is a lecture. Based on the mode of speaking, it is referred. Okay, it's a lecture. And when it is a political leader who is addressing his people, then it is known as address. So it differs from word to word, from person to person. Is that clear, my dear children? So dialogue means two persons talking between each other. Now tell me what is monologue. Mono means single. Mono means single. So which means mono means one person talking to himself. That is known as monologue. Is that clear, my dear children? Monologue means a person talking to himself. Yes, single person's speech within himself. There is nobody to listen. Only that person is there. So that's what which is known as monologue. Okay. Right. Very good. I hope you all have understood it. So this is Robert Frost in his young age as well as his old age. Okay. The American poet. So the snowy evening in America, the snow is going to be like this. Okay. In few places. This is a snowy wood. Woods means forest. Forest normally will be like this. Yes or no? You all would have seen, no? When you all go on tour, you would have seen a forest. A snowy forest is going to be like this. Nothing will be seen. Only it will be white in color. Only snow and frost will be there. It will be very chill also. So this is what example we are about to look. And we are going to, of course, look into a horse. So horse, you all know what is a horse. And coming to the rhyming words of this poem, let me explain it to you all along with the rhyme scheme. Okay. So these are some of the things you'll have to know. So let me come to the poem right now and I'll tell you how to look into the rhyme scheme and the rhyming words. Before we could start the poem, let's look into the rhyme scheme and the rhyming words. Okay. Right. So when it comes to rhyme scheme, I hope the screen sharing is visible to your dear children. And keep on asking this because sometimes due to the internet error, you all might not, the screen may not be visible to you all. Okay. Now, what is rhyming words? I'll tell you what is rhyming words. When a line ends with one particular word and the next particular line or after that, you could see another line with the same sound. Say, for example, the first line, what is the last word, my dear children? In the first line of the poem, the last word is what? No. Yes, exactly, my dear children. Okay. Now, which word of which line is associated with no? Next line, we have the next line ending with do. See, no, do, all with the same sound. And there is another line. The fourth line is snow. Yes or no? So, no, do, snow. All these three are together with the same sound. What we are supposed to mark it? We have to mark it as A. So, no and do are same. So, A. And the fourth line of the stanza is also A. Now, this third line, we have a different pronunciation as here. Yes or no? So, now, what is the rhyme scheme of that particular stanza? A, B, A. Is that understood, my dear children? Are you able to understand the rhyme scheme of the poem? Is that clear? Any doubts, my dear children? So, no, do, and snow are all A's, and one thing is different, that is here. So, A is the rhyme scheme. A. If you look into the second stanza, see here, queer, near, ear, all three are same, and lake alone is different. So, A. Once again, the rhyme scheme of the second stanza is also A. Clear? Now, third stanza, shake, mistake, flake. All three together, all are A, and sweep is going to be B here. But look at the fourth stanza, no. All the four lines are together. Yes or no? Deep, keep, sleep, sleep. All are A's. Yes or no? Is that clear? Let me repeat how to identify the rhyme scheme. I told you, no, the similar sound will be taken into A. Okay. Say, for example, first line, the last word is no. Second line, the last word is do. Third line, the last word is here. But it is not associated with the previous two lines. No and do are of similar sounds. And snow also. From the fourth line, snow is also of the similar sound. So what are we supposed to do? We are going to mark it as A, and A. But here alone is B. So when we structure it, when we bring it as a rhyme scheme, it comes as A. Is that clear, Ashwin? Are you able to understand? So this is the rhyme scheme of this thing. When it comes to a question, how they will ask, no? Say, for example, they might ask you the first three lines or the first two lines, and they may say, identify the rhyme scheme. The rhyme scheme for the first two lines, what will it be? For the first two lines of the poem, if I'm asking, say, for example, bring out the rhyme scheme of the first two lines of the poem, what will be your rhyme scheme there? Huh? Yes, A. Because no and do are same. So A will say. If I say, identify the rhyme scheme of the last two lines of the first stanza of the poem, what will it be? BA. Of course, it is BA. Very good, my dear children. So this is how you will identify the rhyme scheme of a poem. Is that clear, dear children? And we have another thing called rhyming words, my dear children. Rhyming words. Rhyme scheme is different and rhyming words is different. Rhyming words. When it comes to rhyming words, you're right. Identify the rhyming words in the first paragraph. What are the rhyming words? No. You have to use hyphen there. What is hyphen? It is just a dash. Like this you have to use. Let me show you. A hyphen has to be used. So like this. Between each word, you have to use a hyphen like this. So see, no, hyphen, do, hyphen, snow. These are the rhyming words which are given in the first stanza. Is it clear, dear children? So this is how it goes. Are you clear with the rhyme scheme and the rhyming words? Ashwin Kumar, could you mute yourself? Could you mute yourself, ma? And these are rhyme scheme and the rhyming words. I hope you all have understood about these. Fine. Okay. So that's it for now. I hope you all have understood it. Thank you very much, my dear children. Have a great day. Thank you all.